All right. Hi, everybody. It is Adele Frizzell and
Tiffany Buck.
Tiffany Buck, and we are live today, and we have a lot to cover today. We just met a few minutes before this Facebook Live to review all the stuff we want to talk about. Most of you are here because you want to hear about how it's going with our rapid weight loss experiment. For those of you who don't know, we have been consuming anywhere between 800 and 1,000 calories. I've targeted 900. Tiffany, you're at 800, right?
820.
820, okay. And it's the same protocol we use with our Transformer HCG clients, but we are doing this without HCG or an appetite suppressant. The goal is to adhere to it for 3 weeks without the wheels coming off, and just see what it feels like. And so far, it's going great. We're halfway through. Yeah, go ahead.
The first thing I really want to touch on is some people might be wondering, well, why is one person consuming more calories than the other? Well, that's because we're different sizes. Adele is taller than me. I'm a lot shorter than her. My caloric needs are going to be different from hers. Therefore, we have different ranges based on our own physical, what would you call it? Metabolism, size. Yeah,
Yep.
Physical differences. So everyone's calories are always going to be different. There's no perfect calorie range for every single person that everyone could do that would be like across the board. That's a lie. It's kind of like saying, everybody needs to eat 12 or 2,000 calories a day. That's a lie. Not everybody does. So
Yes. Yeah. Your activity levels should be factored in, your body weight, all that stuff. So
just wanted to touch on that real fast. If you're wondering why the difference is.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
And then Maureen is actually on the call. She said, hi,
Yay.
First one of these live that she is on. We love having you here, Maureen.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate when people comment because it means that algorithms actually start to show our Facebook lives to other people in their news feed. Otherwise, we just disappear. So really appreciate it, Maureen. Okay, anyone else, if you are watching this call, please do comment that you are here. Ask questions. We are here to, every week to answer your questions. So lots to cover. Like I got 8 things written down, but let's start with how much weight we have lost in 10 days of dieting. I'm down exactly 8 pounds.
I'm down, I believe, as of this morning, I was 8.2.
Okay. And my buddy, who is in his 40s, is down exactly 10 pounds. Men always lose weight faster. Yeah.
Great.
So how is it going? How's the energy?
My energy is really, really good. I'm kind of like, you can see me here. I'm like bouncing around. I just finished eating lunch too. Well, kind of. So that I'm sure that helps as well. But I haven't really noticed like a drop in energy. Like I've had a couple of days where I'm a little bit tired, and it's usually because it's been a while since I've eaten. And then I'm like, oh, let's eat. And then I'm like, oh, okay, let's do this. We got this. I exercised yesterday. I didn't feel an energy drop or increased hunger after exercising. I will say, if you guys have been following my Dear Diary, you might have noticed a little something on Monday. If you haven't been following it, follow it. Or actually, it was my Tuesday entry. It was my Tuesday morning confessional. So Monday night in my neighborhood, we had our once a month on Mondays, we have a Christmas party, or not a Christmas party, but book club. Well, this one happened to be a Christmas party versus instead of the book club. So
I love that you're part of a book club.
I love it. I love it. It's so fun. We joke around and say sometimes it's more of a wine social club because, sometimes we don't get to the books, but it's fine. It's fine. But it's been fantastic. It helped me get to know new people when I moved into this area too. But Monday night I was there and I was doing good. And there was like a series of events that happened before I got there. I worked right up until I had to cook dinner, and then I cooked dinner and I don't have time to eat the dinner that I cooked because I have to run out the door to take my daughter to gymnastics. And then while we're at gymnastics, my other daughter's hungry. So I buy her chicken and potato fries, and I'm like smelling that while she's eating it. And then we go home and I'm dropping them off and meeting with the babysitter, and I'm right out the door to go to this Christmas party. What are we noticing that I did not have time to do?
You didn't eat?
I didn't eat.
I noticed that trend. When you've gone off a bit, it's usually because you went more than 6 hours between eating.
Yeah, it's because I was hungry. So I get there and I brought a diet soda with me. I was like, I'll sit here and I'll sip this diet soda. It'll be fine. I can manage it through for 2 hours. I'll be okay. 2 more hours on top of like 6 hours without food. Hi, Patty. I'm glad you're here. Well, it was okay for about 45 minutes. And then everyone was snacking and I was like, I want some of that too. So I had a little bit of snack. And I wouldn't say that I went outrageous with it. The plates were small. They were like the little saucer plates. They were not a full-size dinner plate. So I had like some chips and I had some sausage dip and I had some cookies and brownies and I had a few things. We're definitely not on plan, okay? I also had some cucumber, so there was that. I did have some. But, I'm sitting there afterwards and I'm like, oh man, I've got to confess to this tomorrow. How am I gonna tell everyone that I did this? Like, here I am as a coach, like trying to walk people through it. And I was like, you know what? No, I have nothing to be ashamed of or to hide because I am a human. And that's what I tell my clients. You are human. You're going to make mistakes. You're not always going to be a 10 out of 10. And on Monday, I was, a 10 out of 10 until that party. And then I was on average, a 3 out of 10 because I did track the first 3 quarters of my day,
Yeah.
So the next morning I wake up and I get on the scale and the scale is a pound heavier. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's a pound. I was actually expecting it to be worse because, brownies and cookies and yeah. So that was actually a nice surprise that it was not like 3 or 4 pounds up. I was like, that's going to be horrible, but, fine. I get back on track. I rated myself a 7 out of 10 on tracking the next day because I did still have like a couple of nibbles that I did not weigh and stuff. And that was just, trying to get back on track. And sometimes it's hard to get back on track.
I just want to interject people, like this is a 7 out of 10 for tracking. Okay. Yes. Not compliance. Okay. So Tiffany's the most precise person I know when it comes to tracking macros. Her 10 out of 10 is like an 11 out of 10. Anyway, so yeah. Okay.
That's funny. So, I rated myself a 7 out of 10 for overall tracking and stuff on Tuesday. And then yesterday was Wednesday and I tracked 10 out of 10, tracked everything, and right? Yesterday was Wednesday.
Yeah.
And this morning I woke up and I was down 1.8 pounds from yesterday's weight.
Wow.
Which put me down a total of, or was it 1.6 or 1.8, but it got me back to my initial weight that I was at before I had the snafu and then an additional pound off.
Yes.
So
no harm. It just shows, you can recover from, I don't know like fudging things.
Right.
It's not a big deal. Like most people are not perfect. Almost everyone doesn't diet perfectly. I think I've had 1 or 2 clients in my life that dieted perfectly. So no biggie, right? You just get back on track. And the sooner you get back on track, the faster progress you make. And you're like, what? That happened Monday.
Yeah.
It's Thursday and you're at a new low.
I'm at a new low. And it kind of points out, like you posted that graph on my post about, the valleys and the peaks. Yeah. And I was definitely at a low at that moment, like not a low on the scale, but a low valley. Like I had to climb myself back out because I went off track. I made a mistake, but it shows that overall that consistency is what's going to get you there. It's not going to be a straight line. There's going to be some ups and some downs. There's going to be hills to climb. You're going to kind of go, why did I do that? But at the end of the day, it's your life. And sometimes you just got to do it.
Unfortunately, a lot of people expect perfection from themselves. And if they have a situation like that, that's when they quit, right? They quit when they're like, the scale is up. And then there's a lot of negative self-talk. And this week's challenge is about positive self-talk. And they just give up. And it's like, it's so easy. You were a hair away from success if you just had got like a boxer, right? Getting punched, falling on the floor. If he just laid there, game over. Gets up, rallies, can still win the fight.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's good. You see people, we go through the same stuff. And I think it's what makes us good coaches. We're empathetic. I tell you, this experience, 10 days of very low calorie dieting, I'm so impressed with my group of ladies that I'm coaching right now. Some, like if you're paying attention to this, I respect you so much because those are poverty macros that you're on and you guys are rocking it. We have 2 weeks left in the Transformer program. This has been such a great group. Anyway, okay, so let's also, so you had your little deviation. I had mine yesterday. I went over by 300 calories. It was the second time I went over, and it's only been 10 days. I went over by 200, I think, one day. I decided to just eat more protein and vegetables, and I was fine with that. Yesterday, I went over. I had oatmeal and a piece of toast. So I was way over on my carbs, but I still dropped 0.6 pounds today. So I'm down 8 pounds total. My weight loss has been pretty steady. Some days more than others. So the 2 times I have eaten more has been followed the next day by the biggest drop on the scale. So I think my body just needed more fuel. And that's why like the hunger was higher and the cravings were higher. But overall, I give this a 9 out of 10 in terms of hunger management. Cravings are really, really, really low. Hunger it's so manageable for me. I mean, I have hungry moments, but usually I eat and then I'm satisfied until the next meal.
But I want to point out that that's normal. It's normal to have hungry moments.
Yeah.
No matter what you're following. If you're
not dieting.
Yeah, if you're never hungry, if you're never like waiting until you actually feel physical hunger to eat, that's when the weight gain starts happening. We have to feel that hunger from time to time.
Yeah, there's people who are really afraid of hunger, so they eat all the time. And that's a sure sign that you're probably gaining weight. Let your hunger guide you. You should feel a little hungry before mealtime, then satisfied for about 4 hours. So, okay, so we've had some requests. Next item, I've been getting emails from people who are very interested in this rapid fat loss protocol that we're doing, interested in trying it. We never anticipated doing this with clients. It was more an experiment to compare this experience with the HCG experience, right? How much does HCG suppress hunger versus how much is it just a high protein diet that suppresses hunger? If I don't want to make any promises because we don't know how it's going to go. It's an experiment. We're only halfway through it. That said, if it goes quite well for us, we are considering possibly rolling out to a pilot test group, like a 3 week on, 3 week off, 3 week on, 3 week off. Version of this. So no HCG, there would be coaching. Not sure about price yet. And it would be so 12 weeks of coaching. If you're interested in that, we can do a Google form and you can get your name on the wait list.
Yeah, so we'll create that and we'll let you guys know when that wait list is ready. But just because you're on the wait list does not mean that we're going to offer the program. Again, we still have to get through the rest of the program ourselves and see how it goes. And then there'll probably be some pretty stringent qualifications to make sure that you are eligible to do this program. So we want to make sure that you guys can do this successfully and have the tools in your toolkit already to set you up for success from the very beginning.
That's right. So we don't have time to teach you how to track macros accurately if you're going to do this. So you got to take the Eat for Your Goals course. Now, that brings up another topic. We have reviewed the Eat for Your Goals course in more detail, and we see where we could have, we see some lost opportunities. We could show you more things rather than tell you things. So we are working on a video to show you how to track macros. And we're going to be doing a workshop in January. And it's kind of cool. We got some good ideas there. What we're going to do is we have a high protein recipe pack. We're going to choose 2 recipes, maybe one, but 1 or 2. And we're going to make those recipes in the workshop over Zoom for attendees. Tiffany's going to prepare one recipe in her kitchen. I'm going to prepare the other recipe so you can see how simple and straightforward it is. We're going to track everything as we go along. We will be talking to you and answering your questions. So it's kind of like a cooking show, hey? For
Yeah.
And you can actually get a copy of that recipe in advance. So you can go and buy the ingredients. And you can be ready in your kitchen, and you can have your laptop or tablet or whatever open, and we can all make this meal together. And then you can ask questions about tracking accurately. And this, even if you track macros now, this might help you get to like level 10 of tracking.
Especially with people who've been struggling with creating those recipes, the bulk ingredient recipes, like the 1-dish recipes, stuff like that. It's really we're gonna walk you through it. Like, we really want you guys in your kitchen cooking with us while we're doing this. That's why we're sending you the recipes that we're gonna be using. We're gonna pre-send out the ingredient list about probably, I wanna say about a week before we do the workshop. We'll have everything together that you will need, including like the kitchen sink. Like if you're gonna have to wash something, I might say, wash your stuff. And I might tell you to do some prep work before we get started to help us cut down a little bit of time. So if there's any veggies that need to be chopped or anything like that, there's going to be instructions in there that tells you to go ahead and get that chopped. And then don't worry about weighing anything, because we'll do that all together on that workshop.
Yeah.
And then remember that everyone's weights are going to be slightly different as well. Like if it has broccoli, if I have 100 grams of broccoli, maybe you have 150. Do you want me to go ahead? Patty's asking about the date. Do you want me to go ahead and tell her the potential?
Yeah, it's funny. I was just going to say, let's tell them the date. So that macro workshop is going to be January 18. Okay. January 18th for that in the evening, because that's when most people are cooking. 5 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m.
I think you messed that up. 5 p.m.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry. 5 p.m. Pacific.
There you go.
6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And so the goal is to cook 1, maybe 2 recipes in an hour. And we're going to have happy hour. Bring some wine or your favorite beverage. And we'll just have it open for Q&A after. And that'll be $10. So
yeah, it's not a free workshop. There's a couple reasons for this. 1, it's our time. 2, we want to make sure that you guys, if you sign up for it, you actually come. So that $10 is really just to make sure that we're comped for being on there and coaching you guys, because this is a pretty in-depth coaching deal that you're getting with this, as well as making sure that as many people sign up as possible. We would love to see like 30 people on there. That'd be great.
It would be really fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's going on. So yeah, 2 things. We're going to make the Eat for Your Goals course better. And so if you already purchased the course, look for an email in a week or so. We'll also announce it here that there's an added module, and you can go and watch that video, and it might help you out if you are a little confused. And also an invitation to the workshop as well. But you have to sign up and register for that. Okay, so switching gears, Recomp guide.
Yes.
That Recomp guide is, lots of people have been asking for it, which makes me really happy. It is our most popular guide. We've had over 1,200 people sign up for it. It is technical. Like if you're new to bodybuilding, macro tracking, it might feel overwhelming. It's a freebie. Like it's I think it's about 5 days of courseware, and also you get you get the Recomp guide. If you've looked at it and gone, well, my body fat is too high to Recomp, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? Because I've had a couple messages, people saying, well, my body fat's too high for this. Keep in mind, weight training is super valuable for your health and a number of things. You can still weight train. You can still lose body fat and increase your muscle. Mm-hmm. But you should really make dieting king, okay? there are lots of people who love to exercise but struggle with their weight because the training is easy for them, but the diet is hard.
Mhm.
So you really, if that's you, and that was me for a long time, dieting has to be your number one focus, and shedding body fat, and the muscles will reveal themselves.
Yeah.
Now, if you are already a certain body fat range, then, and it's mentioned in the guide, then recomping is wonderful. Do you want to explain what recomping is?
So recomping is basically when you build muscle mass at the same time as losing fat mass, and you're staying within the same like weight range. You're maybe 2 to 3 pounds difference. There's not a lot of change on the scale. So if you're happy with your overall body weight, recomping would be a good option for you. But if you feel like you need to lose 15, 20 or more pounds, then recomping should be something that you focus on once you get closer to your overall body weight, body fat percentage goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, you might be a higher body fat level, but you can still lose weight and train with weights. And,
Yes.
and so our new You program, we can help you with that. Okay. You can decide that you're going to want to recomp, you're going to want to gain muscle and be in a calorie surplus where you're actually putting on weight, or you want to cut, which is lose body fat, focus on that.
And something I want to point out here as well is that we had a comment that mentioned, tracking all the macros and everything. And yeah, we do suggest that you track macros because it has been proven time and time again that when tracking macros, it is the most accurate way to take accountability for what you're eating. So there are other ways to do it. They're just not going to be as accurate, which means that, as we talked about earlier, I'm a level 11 out of 10 when it comes to tracking macros. Maybe you don't track macros. So your weight loss, instead of being on the same level as mine at a level 10 of tracking, might be on par with someone who's tracking at a level 6 or a level 7. If you're okay with that, that's fine. We can work with you. We can meet you in the middle. You don't have to do everything a set way because we say this is the only way to do it. It's not the only way to do it. It's just the easiest way to get to your goal the quickest. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is for sure, because it's accurate if you're tracking accurately. And people are always, their minds are blown by what they were normally eating in a day and how many calories it is. Even if they were eating healthy, they're like, now I understand why I was putting on weight. So here's the thing. Okay. I gained a little bit of weight in the last couple of years for a variety of reasons. I lived in 3 different states, 6 different residences, business grew, mom died, a bunch of things happened to me in COVID. I didn't work out in the gym as often, habits slipped. And I've been trying to get back to losing some weight and trimming up and stuff. And what I tried to do was not track macros because I really don't enjoy it. I'm over it. But as a result, I spun my wheels for a really long time. And I know what to do. I know if I eat a little better this way and I tighten this up, and I was aiming for 9,000 steps a day and this and that and all these habit-based things. And that's great, but it only gets you to a certain point, right? So I lost a little bit of weight that way, but not a lot. And now I'm doing this rapid fat loss thing and I'm tracking and it's happening, right? So you got to ask yourself, how long do you want to spend spinning your wheels and exerting energy and emotion into the fact that you may not be getting the results you want? And if you just put in a little bit more effort, you could get the results you want quite quickly with tracking. It's up to you, right? It's up to you. There are different approaches, and some approaches are more effective than others for people.
So it's really about finding what works for you. If you absolutely know macros is not going to work for you, that's fine. But you've got to really dial into listening to those habit cues and making those decisions without really understanding the total calories.
Yeah. So, if you are, say, 30 pounds overweight and you just do not want to track macros, that doesn't mean you have to give up, right? And just accept that, well, you know what, I prefer not having to do all those things. you might be able to get yourself a little lighter, say 15 pounds less, and then you reevaluate. Do you want to lose that extra 15? Is it worth it to you to do more things to lose that extra weight? Or are you like, I'm pretty content, actually. I'm 15 pounds lighter. My lipids have improved. I feel better. I sleep better. I have more energy. There's a number of benefits to even losing 5% of your body weight. And we can see that in blood work and other things. So you don't have to go whole hog, right? You can go a little bit and then reevaluate how much more effort you want to put in. It's not all or nothing for sure. So let's talk about target ranges, because this is something we discuss with our clients a lot. I think a lot of people believe that they have to get to their lowest body weight point ever, maybe what they weighed in high school or whatever it was, and stay there. And if they don't, they're a failure, right? And we don't advocate that. And if you've watched Facebook Lives, you've heard it before. We advocate a body weight range. Do you want to talk about why we recommend a range?
Because life is never going to be the same. Seasons are going to change. Life events are going to change. Life is going to happen. Sometimes you'll gain some weight. Sometimes you'll lose some weight. And that's normal. It's a normal process. I think that a lot of people think of losing weight and getting down to this number and staying at that exact number for the rest of their life, because that's what they consider maintenance. And I feel like that's not realistic. It's not, because we're never going to be dealing with the exact same circumstances every single day for the rest of our life. I can give you an example of myself. I got a little fluffy over the summer. Why did I get fluffy? Because we went to the water park every single day, basically. What did I do at the water park? Well, I had a drink. I had ice cream. I had fun. I enjoyed the summer. Do I regret gaining weight? Not really, because I know what to do to get it back off. Do I regret that my pants got a little snugger than I wanted to? Okay, yeah, maybe I let it go a little too far. But because I understand the process, I understand what to do to get my body physique back to where I want it. I know that I can do it. I know that it's not off limits. I know it's not impossible. So finding that range that's comfortable to you, or even, like I mentioned, the pants. Finding that fit that's comfortable for you. If you're like, oh yeah, these feel really good. These jeans feel really good. Oh, they're getting a little snug. Oh, they're really snug. Maybe it's time to get back on track a little bit. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a number on the scale. It can be how your clothes are fitting, how you're feeling about your reflection in the mirror. There are a bunch of different ways you can kind of monitor what you're comfortable with. The easiest way to track is like a range, and we would recommend like within 10 pounds of your goal weight.
Yeah, I think it depends on, your body weight. If you weigh 160 pounds or if you weigh 100 pounds, that 10 pounds is a much bigger range for a lighter person. You might want to say, well, within 5%, up or down of your body weight or something like that. But regardless, it's got to be something that allows you to enjoy life, not stress too much, be able to take care of your priorities. As we get older, our bodies change. We have more responsibilities. We have only so much energy to give into different places. Mm-hmm. Working out at the gym may not be your top priority. It certainly wasn't for me in the last year. I had other high priorities. And so that had to go by the wayside. I missed it because for my mental and physical and emotional health, I need to work out regularly. And it was very frustrating to me to not be able to do it, but I could only do so much. And that might be you right now. So don't stress. When the time is right, I am 100% sure you can get back at it. And if you want some help and if you want some coaching, we're here for you.
Absolutely.
Have there been any comments at all?
Not any new ones.
Okay.
All right. You guys have any questions for the people that are on? If you do, just pop them down below. I am monitoring the questions.
Yep. So overall, energy's been great. I actually woke up at 6 a.m. this morning and wanted to work out. And I did. And then I posted a picture of that. And then what else? Sleep is really good. Hunger is totally manageable. I did eat extra calories yesterday, but I still dropped 0.6 pounds. I was a little bit worried that I was having these starchy carbs like oatmeal and toast yesterday, but I really wanted it. And I thought sometimes like a little bit of something can prevent like just giving up and the wheels coming off. So I had a piece of toast. I remember thinking maybe I'll have 2 pieces of toast. I thought, no, I'll have 1 piece of toast. And if I want a second one, I'll have another one. And I ate it and it was fine. I was satiated and I actually was content for the rest of the day because I ate that in the afternoon. I didn't eat much for the rest of the time.
And the great thing is that you said today that you're not craving oatmeal or toast now.
Exactly.
So that craving is gone, you know?
Craving is gone. The itch has been scratched.
Yeah.
So for some people, like, and I think actually most people, a little moderation works pretty good. I think a lot of people think they have to restrict. I can't have that, or because they don't trust themselves around certain foods. I can't have that, or I'm just, the wheels are going to come off and I'm going to eat everything, all the things, and the diet will be over. Maybe. But I do think that too much restriction can lead to the binging, and a little bit of something can actually be helpful, because I realized, it wasn't like a level 10 in taste for me like I thought it was going to be. It was satisfying, but it wasn't like amazing. And I just got back on track.
Yeah.
So, I think probably 80% of people think that they have to restrict, but really only 5% of people have to avoid certain foods. 95% of people can moderate. They just have to trust themselves a little bit to make good decisions.
Yeah. So Maureen did make a comment. She said, how do you know what your goal weight should be? Really, this is personal to each person. It's wherever you feel comfortable. Where do you feel confident in your skin? Where do you feel like this is just where you want to be? Like it's how do you feel? How's your health? How's your cholesterol, your blood pressure, stuff like that should be taken into consideration as well for that. Do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of weight because, of course, like I carry a lot of muscle mass. So, people go 180 pounds. You don't look 180 pounds. And it's like, yeah, I have a lot, like I probably carry about 20, 25 more pounds muscle than the average woman who doesn't work out. So if I went with like the BMI charts and or what the doctor has been taught, like you got to throw that out when you bodybuild or you're athletic. I mean, look at Serena Williams. She's a freaking tank. She has so much muscle and a low level of body fat, but I don't know what she weighs, but it's probably pretty high. So the body weight thing, I think you got to go with a couple things. Get a body composition test, look at your body fat percentage. That's a good thing to go off of. Realize that a DEXA scan is always going to show a pretty high body fat percentage compared to other methods. So take it with a grain of salt. And what Tiffany said is bang on. Like, do you like how you look? Do you like how you feel? Do you like how your clothes fit? And then the things that, like energy, how's your energy? Are you hungry all the time? Maybe you need to eat more food. Maybe you need to weigh more. If your period has stopped, you probably need to eat more food. If your hormones are out of whack, if you've been chronically dieting, if you find it difficult to maintain this very low body weight, you probably need to go a little higher in the body weight, not lower. What is your blood work like? Do you find it easier to move? Like we've had clients whose knee pain disappeared when they lost 10 or 15 pounds. Right there is a good indication that you should be lighter. Doesn't mean that you can't be a little bit overweight. In fact, this is very interesting. Healthy body weights are quite a large range. Like 20 to 30% body fat is a healthy body fat range for a woman. Okay. So that gives a lot of room. Go ahead.
Patty just messaged and it made me smile. She said, my joints feel so much better already.
Oh, that's great. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah. So, for some people, they might feel fluffy, but they're actually a really healthy body weight. If you are too low in weight, you can feel cold, you can feel hungry, your mood can be affected, you can have a low libido, poor sleep, and your immune is depressed. So, getting skinny is not always the goal. I think getting healthy should be the goal. Mm-hmm. I hope I answered your question, Maureen, because I think you need to throw away the idea that you need to be X pounds according to some chart,
I think that it's good when you're losing weight to focus on a specific goal, what you think your target goal should be. But I think that as you get closer to that goal, you kind of have to stop and reassess, how am I feeling? Like, is this goal realistic for me at this point? Or you might even get to that point and you go, you know what? I probably could lose another 5-6 pounds. That's something that's possible too. So it could go either way. And that's why we say that there's no one perfect set weight for each person. It's really all about your overall health and how you're feeling and how your hunger is, because the goal is to be able to maintain it as well. And if you're always hungry, you're not going to be able to maintain it. So
you might have to change what you're eating too, not just the amount of calories, but the content, more vegetables, more protein. But I also want you to think about what is realistic for you right now at this time in your life, okay? If everything's going really well and you've got time for workouts and meal planning and all that stuff, you can probably get leaner easier. And if you have other priorities, then a little fluffier is probably more realistic for you. But what is going to make you happy? Don't deceive yourself about that,
So she said she's thinking of her body fat getting to something. It is still higher than is healthy, is what she said.
Okay. Yeah. And that's a good number to keep an eye on for sure. Like below 30%. When you trend to, 29, 30% and up, that's when health problems can start to crop up. Yeah. But if you're that and your blood work's looking good, you're probably okay. Check in with your doctor, look at your cholesterol and other things.
Yeah, because it's more than just your body fat percentage. There are some people with higher body fat percentages that have amazing lab work. So yeah, it's really just making sure that overall you're healthy.
Yeah. I will say when you're younger, you're more resilient. So you could have higher body fat and your lab work looks excellent. But if you maintain that body fat over time, the lab work could start to look worse. And so being active is really important for your health. Yeah. Any other questions?
That's it on here so far.
Okay.
We did have one more thing that we were going to kind of go over.
What was that?
The giveaway.
Okay, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. So many things to talk about today.
I know everything.
So yeah, we are going to be doing a Christmas giveaway. And we will be making an announcement next week. So stay tuned. We'll be doing another Facebook Live. We'll announce something Monday or Thursday. We're still figuring it out. But we want to do something for this community. You guys have been great. We have 1,500 members. We're growing. We want to actually grow by another 1,000. We would love for you to invite your friends. So yeah, look for a giveaway next week. So, okay. So just to recap real quick. All right. If you bought the Eat for Your Goals course, we have a bonus coming out for you. Look for an email on that about next week. We'll also announce it here. We're going to be doing a macro tracking cooking class / workshop in January 18th. It'll be $10. We'll be making a couple recipes out of our high protein recipe pack. We'll gift that to you as part of your $10 fee. And we'll be cooking together and then having wine afterwards, or your favorite beverage.
Or dairy. You can have it during too. It's fine.
Can have what?
So you can have your wine during too. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, totally fine. So that's in January. The Recomp guide. Yes. If you need some help with that, definitely contact us. We have our New You program. We have our New You program and currently it's on sale, $150 off. We have this, I totally forgot. It's called Finish 2021 Strong. And so it's the combo program, which is diet coaching and personalized online training coaching. All of that is $150 off. So it's $649 for 12 weeks of coaching. So if you're interested in that, comment below. I'll send you the link. If you would like to get on the wait list for the rapid fat loss coaching, if we end up doing it, I'll do a Google form. So just say, send me the link. I'm interested in the signing up for the rapid fat loss coaching.
And then we're also going to do a wait list for the workshop as well. So make sure that you guys are letting us know if you're interested in that too. And we can send you the link.
Yeah, perfect. One last thing I forgot to mention, because this has been on my mind a lot. I mean, I wrote a book about the HCG diet. Do I have to recant? I don't know. But I will say, like, I've been thinking about why is it my hunger is about the same as when I was on HCG. And except when I did the drops and the wheels came off after week 1, I gained back all the weight I lost in week 2. I just like basically went on a binge. Why is that? And I had an aha moment today. I don't think it was that the homeopathic drops didn't have real HCG. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it was the diet. I wasn't following a high protein diet at that point. I'm pretty sure I was following the Simeon's protocol, which is only 50 grams of protein and about 70 carb. And I think the protein is the factor. I'm not sure. I'm still figuring it out.
We're still experimenting.
Still experimenting. And also I could have been more active than I should have been, and that spiked my hunger. But I blamed it on the fact that I was on the drops and not on real HCG. And I thought the HCG suppressed the hunger. Anyway, yeah, still experimenting. Okay, so any questions, just comment below. If you want to sign up for any of those wait lists, comment below. We'll make sure we get you the link. It was a long one today. I appreciate your time. We'll keep you posted. Our next Facebook Live is on Monday, and we'll update you on our experiment then.
So Patty did make one last comment. Just want to let you know about it. She said yes to cooking class, and she wants to do New You, and that we will discuss later.
Awesome. Okay, Patty, we'll send you the link for both the diet and the combo. Thanks. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys. Bye.